Welcome to IAYTD and welcome to Comic Fights. This week we're back with one of the most requested videos that I've seen here and that I've seen across the internet. When people say, what Marvel and DC characters do we want to see clash? Doctor Strange versus Dr. Fate comes up all the time. And I haven't seen a lot of great videos that cover it. And so now we're going to go through what each of those characters can do. And then it's up to you to decide. So in the comments, you're going to tell me your greatest feats and knowledge and things that these characters have done. And you're going to lay down your argument for why that hero should win. Now, let's lay down the ground rules for Doctor Strange versus Dr. Fate. This is a kill match. This is they want to erase them from existence or kill them. Okay, because these two heavy hitters don't hold punches and they do what it needs to take. So if the DC universe is at stake, Dr. Fate will do whatever it takes to stop Doctor Strange, who will do the same if the Marvel universe was at stake. So let's cover one by one what they can do. Let's start with Doctor Strange. Dr. Stephen Strange is the Sorcerer Supreme of the Marvel universe, which basically means he's responsible for protecting the Earth and our reality from outside threats. Usually these aren't threats you can punch. These are threats that are cosmic, that are interdimensional, that are, they're weirder and harder to stop than something like the Avengers. Like the Avengers could stop someone that they can punch to death. But Doctor Strange handles things that need a little more tact. So he is a master of the occult. He's basically spent years and years and years learning how to control magic and do these various spells. So he can do a lot on his own, but most of it requires him to pull off sometimes difficult rituals and gestures. So he is physically relies on his body to do a lot of these spells. He also taps into artifacts. So a lot of what Doctor Strange can do is because of things that he knows that exist maybe in his sanctum, things that he can use and use that magic. So things that Doctor Strange does often, he can shoot energy blasts, he can teleport, he can become an astral projection of himself and travel and communicate with other people. He can do basic telepathy, basic reading minds. He can do a lot of kind of very simple things. And I say simple in terms of people that can do magic. He also has artifacts that can do more complicated things, like stopping time, rewinding time, traveling across realities. If there's something he needs to do or something he needs to find, there's likely an artifact in his possession or that he knows about that can do that thing. So his abilities are really only hampered by his knowledge of these artifacts. Now, Dr. Fate, on the other hand, and we're talking about Kent Nelson in this example, Dr. Fate is very similar. That on his own, he knows spells and magic, and he can use telekinesis, and he can do a lot on his own. But a lot of it is also reliant on what he wears. And so what he wears is kind of this armor and helmet that was created and now inhabited by a Lord of Order, which is basically a god, someone in the DC universe that believes that balance must be maintained. So this law of order, Nobu, kind of inhabits this helmet and can allow Dr. Fate to do things that he wouldn't normally be able to do. So this is where Dr. Fate can do things like travel across realities and time travel, and things that are beyond his normal scope. Did I say Nobu? I meant Nabu because I'm watching Daredevil and that's Nobu. So the Lord of Order, Nabu. Before you go down in the comments and yell at me. Nabu, N-A-B-A. So both of these guys are basically responsible for protecting their world. Both of them are able to do spells and things on their own. Both of them are supplemented by artifacts, armor, things that are instilled with energy. Now, the tipping point for Doctor Strange might be that he has access to the powers of a Lord of Order, which maybe there's not an equivalent in the Marvel universe that we can really compare to. But Doctor Strange might be able to find someone like that or tap into energy that is similar to that. So now is where I rely on your expertise, because I know very little about the extent that these characters have done. So now is where you debate. You're going to think about the greatest feats of your champion, whoever you're rooting for. And in the comments, I want you to convince me and to convince everyone else who's commenting why your hero would win. To the death or to the lack of existence, whatever they do to the other character. They need to go all the way. So I want you to tell me how your character would win. Maybe lay out a scenario, use some storytelling, because next week, in our next fight, I'm going to shout out the most creative or best or well thought out answer for all of you. So now do your homework. You have 1 week. We'll see you next week on Comic Fights.